I want to thank you all for tuning into the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. You can purchase a private psychic reading by going to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. If you want spiritual guidance, you want to learn how to work with your ancestors, or you're interested in deepening your spiritual experiences, then subscribe to our Patreon. You can get these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date. That's patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading about Tekashi 6ix9ine. The first question that we're going to ask is he an industry plant? And I want to know, do you all think that he's an industry plant? According to the testimonies that he gave, when you look at his rap career, I mean, he was someone that had rainbow colored hair and proclaimed that he was a rapper, and now he's snitching on all these other gentlemen that were committing these villainous crimes. So is he an industry plant is the first question. All right, I got the card for the black hole. Okay. So this is saying to me that this is either a flat out yes or it's a flat out no. Okay. So, but I'm getting that, I'm getting from these cards that he's not an industry plant. I mean, it's just one card. I'm going to pull the rest, but I get from this one particular card that he's not an industry plant. I don't feel that coming from this card, and typically when I get it, it means stop asking questions, but because it's the first card that I've gotten, it makes it even, it doesn't resonate with me in that way. It's telling me to pull more cards, but the cards that follow give a very flat out answer. I get the card for science, and I get the card for indolence. So this is pretty much saying that he wasn't an industry plant, but he was someone that created a lot of ruckus, made a lot of noise. The card for science is essentially the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords can be thought of as intellectual competition, or him thinking that he's smarter than other people. The card for indolence is the Eight of Cups, and this is talking about him hesitating to make a move, or him refusing to be hesitant with the moves that he made. So I'm getting here that no, he's not an industry plant. The circumstances that he's in right now are more indicative of him being, are more indicative of actions that he should not have taken than him being an industry plant. I'm going to pull more cards. I get the card for cruelty. I then followed by the priest, the high priestess, and then the Queen of Swords. So these cards are saying that there's speculation as to whether he was an industry plant or not, because there's evidence that shows that they had been watching him for perhaps maybe since 2017. So let's say they've been watching him for around about 2 years, because I don't get that. I do feel like him integrating himself into this particular gang made him an easy target for the FBI to capture. And I also feel like what I'm getting from this is that the FBI or whomever charged him, or the state or whatever, it may not even really be the FBI, but I'm getting that whomever was watching him, these people were literally laughing at him and feeling like this gang was pathetic. They were just like, we've got an easy fish to fry. So let me see. What else do they have to say about him being an industry plant? All right, so I got the card for the Emperor, and this is talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine and his money. I get from Tekashi's energy just with him showing up as an emperor in this card. This is talking about his arrogance. And it's talking about his arrogance being inspired through his artistry, or the fact that people were considering him to be the man around this time, or at some point in time in his career, because I'm saying that he made a lot of money, had a lot of money, and then he had the support of other masculine energies in his corner. I then get the Ace of Cups, which is talking about new projects that he's committed to. And then the Empress, which is talking about his ability to relate to people through those particular projects. So I do get that the reason I do get that his mute, like, I do get that he's a talented musician. He does make music that is easy for his generation, I would say, to relate to. It is music that was very profitable for him, but I don't get that he was an industry plant. Much rather, I feel that with Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was someone that the feds had no other choice but to, not the feds or the state. I don't know who charged him, but whomever charged him had no other choice but to look into his criminal behavior or his criminal activities, simply because of his level of arrogance. The fact that he wanted to constantly show off to people. That's what I'm saying here. Okay, so the next question that we're going to ask is, who is Tekashi 6ix9ine more afraid of? Treyway I wrote down here the feds. Okay, so is he more afraid of Treyway or the feds? Who is Tekashi 6ix9ine more afraid of? Who do y'all tell me in the comments right now? Who do y'all think Tekashi 6ix9ine is more afraid of? Do you think he's more afraid of the feds? And please book a reading at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. There's no reason you shouldn't go ahead and book that reading. If you've been thinking about booking the reading, go ahead and do it. Okay. So this is the magician card. So this is saying that there's some two-facedness here, that he's playing both. He thinks that he's playing both sides, but I also get with him being the magician, I get that there's a lot of banter. I get that he's talking a lot to the feds, but I do feel like he's afraid of both equally. I get the card for power. The final card that's revealed is the card for the Princess of Swords. And so the arithmetic of these three particular cards is saying that with Tekashi 6ix9ine appearing as the Princess of Swords, as you can see right here, this is saying that he feels like he was all talk and no action. That although he promoted himself as a very powerful figure, he has to communicate that he's not, and that's not who he was. And I get that there's a sense of embarrassment that he's feeling around having to do that. But this isn't telling me just yet who he's more afraid of. The next card revealed is the card for the universe, which is talking about restrictions and limitations. And then then the card that's revealed after that is the Prince of Cups. So the Prince of Cups and the card for the universe, in that as they follow this particular sequence, these cards are talking about how he is. These cards are essentially talking about how he feels that he's restricted from doing anything. I get that he wants to cry. I get that he's feeling terribly upset with himself, but I do get there's a lot of sadness that he's feeling. But as far as fear, I see him trying to pretend as though that he doesn't have any fear, especially with him showing up as the magician. So I have the Queen of Discs here. So this is his mother. If his mother is still alive, I get the card for the Queen of Swords, which is talking about another woman that is closely connected to him. The next card revealed is the card for success, the High Priestess, the Ace of Wands. So there's a woman that has a baby by him, or a woman that's pregnant by him, is indicated by these two cards, or at least it's indicated by the High Priestess following the Ace of Wands. So there's his mother, and then there are two other women that he feels that his success is going to come at their expense. If he successfully gets out or gets off, they are in danger. So he's afraid of Treyway attacking these female members of his family. I get the card for the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, the Moon, and the card for oppression. And this is saying that he's much more afraid of being in jail than he is of being out of jail. He doesn't feel that he doesn't feel that he truly deserves to be in jail. I get that there's a deep sense of regret that he has behind what he did, but he's also hoping that his family can still respect him. Even though this has happened, he's still hoping that his family still loves him and that his family is still going to support him, even though he feels like he may have put them in danger. Okay. Now I want to know about Tekashi's thoughts and feelings as he was testifying. So I'm going to do a different sort of reading. I need to know, how did he feel when he was testifying? You know what I'm saying? When he was on the stand, how did Tekashi 6ix9ine feel when he was testifying? Tell me in the comments how you think he felt. Do you think that he was embarrassed? Do you think that he felt that he didn't deserve to be on the stand? Do you think that he was proud of himself? Do you think that he was just like, hey, I'm just glad my lawyers prepped me? I mean, I don't know too much about what's going on with this gentleman, but I do want to know, do you all think that that Tekashi 6ix9ine was nervous when he was on the stand? So, all right, so we're going to pull these 3 cards to just get the overall energy of Tekashi 6ix9ine being on the stand. And then we're going to use a different tarot deck to read about him being on the stand. So Tekashi 6ix9ine is the magician. The Hierophant is the judge. The hangman represents the situation. We're talking about a situation where Tekashi 6ix9ine is feeling suspended, and he feels trapped between two people or 2 groups, but he knows which choice that he needs to make. However, he seems to still be meditating on it. So let's see how he felt in those moments. Hit the skull emoji if you are enjoying this reading. Please share this video if you are enjoying this reading. Okay, so what I can get from these cards is that when he was on that stand, he was thinking about the money that this group had invested into him, and he was asking himself, well, was it worth it? Was it worth me having this money? Was it worth me using my money for this? Especially because I may not have any money once I leave from here. I just get that he's had to pay a lot of money in attorney fees. I'm also saying here that him showing up as the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles means that he's saying to himself, well, I know that there's going to be a lot of gossip around this particular moment. People are going to really be looking for me to not tell the truth, but they're expecting me to, tell my truth. And he got up there on the stand and he said that he needed to tell his truth. But I've with him as a 2 of Swords, it's talking about him feeling conflicted about telling that truth, and also almost feeling blindsided. He's going to feel blindsided by the consequences of him getting on the stand and telling his truth. Okay. I'm going to draw more cards. All right. So the next card that I got was the 4 of Cups, and this is talking about reluctance. It's talking about and it's also talking about these emotions or these feelings that he's attached to with Treyway. I feel like he really felt like he was connected to them. I feel like he really felt like those were his boys, and now he's showing up as the Emperor. And then I get the 6 of Cups. So this is now I know about him snitching on I heard about him snitching on like Jim Jones and some other people whom I don't know, but I know that the Emperor card is going to be the leader of this gang, or the guy that is over it, that he snitched on. With the 6 of Cups, I'm saying that he regrets, like Tekashi 6ix9ine is regretting having to tell the truth about this particular man, because he feels like this man was looking out for him, and he's like, this man was like an older brother to me, and he gave me a lot. I'm gonna withdraw more cards. So he didn't like what he had to do. So I do see that. Okay. The other thing that I'm saying here is that he feels like he had no other. He's like, you know, I'm the Eight of Swords is talking about someone they're bound by the swords and they're bound by string, but they can easily walk forward. Like they don't have to walk. If they walk backwards, they'll walk into the swords. But if they walk forward, even though they're blindfolded, the outcome or the opportunity may be a lot better. So he can either stay in jail or he can risk going into the unknown, going further into the unknown. And that's what I saw that he chose to do. The Eight of Pentacles and the card for Judgment are here. So I do feel like he didn't have the proper mentorship to figure out how to navigate through this criminal process. I feel like he was doing the best that he could, given the information that a lawyer was relaying to him. The Judgment card is here, and he felt like this was his last chance to tell the truth. This was his last chance to get off and to have all of this. I guess you could say have all of this information or these problems just like left alone. How can I just get this situation to end right now? I don't want to be in it right now. So I get that he just wanted, like Keisha Cole, I just wanted to be over. All right. Does he regret committing these crimes? That's what.
Fuel my fire, take me higher. I'll be your liar too. 'Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the sky.